What's up, everyone? This is Carefree Llama, and today I'm going to show you how to defeat Callus, the Emperor in the throne room on the Leviathan raid. This is the last boss you have to complete, and it's exciting. It's a hard one. Again, everyone has to work together. It's a very good theme in the Leviathan raid that I enjoy very much. Unless I have a weak link on my team, then I hate the theme of teamwork in the Leviathan raid. But this one starts off by putting the Callus Emperor right in front of you, Emperor Callus. And all you have to do is shoot the goblet out of his hand, the chalice, in order to start this event. And basically, once you do that, everybody, all the ads start coming in, and you just start clearing the ads, getting all the ammo you can. This is a hard one to keep the ammo you need, so be sure to pick up any ammo you see. Now, there's going to be two teams in this, and each team will have 3 people. One team's going to go to the throne room, and one team is going to stay in the shadow realm, and you'll see that soon. Each team has a left, center, and right player, so you have to designate this before you start it. And what's going to happen is Callus brings everyone to the shadow realm, and the left, center, and right players that are going to go to the throne room pick up these orbs right in front here and get transported back into the throne room. So what's very important for you to know if you're in the shadow room is number 1, you need to call out the symbol you see on top of Callus's giant face here. And he's going to be constantly sucking the players in, and there's these little walls that you can get behind, but they will not appear unless you call out what's on his forehead, and the team in the throne room kills the appropriate scion with a melee. And so you see here, the symbol appears, and it's a sun. The other 2 players that I have in the throne room, or rather in the shadow room with me, are not seeing the same symbol as me. They see 2 different symbols. And so let's say they saw the dog and the chalice, and I'm now seeing the swords. That would mean that the scion that needs to be killed in the throne room is the sun. And so as we call these out, it's very important that you don't talk over each other, so have an order for who's going to call them out. And it lets the throne room know who they need to kill so that it builds the next barrier for us and we don't fly off the map when Callus begins to suck us through again. And so after you call out your symbol, then you kill the scions. Once you reach the end of this phase and he stops sucking you in, skulls are going to start appearing, and you need to shoot those skulls, and for every skull you hit, that's more damage that the entire team's going to be able to do on the boss later. Now, some people have an idea of how many skulls that you should be able to get a piece. I think between 20 and 30 is really good. I've seen people hit 40. So just do your best to get as many as you can. Get a good auto rifle, maybe a submachine gun, just something that has a high rate of fire that's forgiving if you miss, because these things do like to twitch around a lot. After you complete this phase, you'll see little teleporters that'll bring you back into the throne room. And then everybody jumps on the plate that you designate. We here said that the bottom right plate would be the first one we jump on. And we jump on and start damaging Callus. Now, in the back right, you want to just use your primary. Some people use their supers as well. But you try and make sure that you're using something that you can easily hit with. So a lot of people like to wait until sun to use their supers, so that we give each other all the orbs that we have as well. Or you can use your heavy here since you're a little bit closer. But just use an appropriate weapon depending on where you're standing on here, and it really doesn't matter as long as everyone knows that you have a pretty good plan. And so we went from bottom right to top right, and then to top left, and we're still sitting here shooting, doing everything we can, throwing grenades at this point. I got my super a second time because I used it early, and everyone started dropping orbs. And as you have been seeing, Callus raises his hand as he's going to destroy everyone on the plate. That's when you know to jump. And right here, his helmet has come off, and now his chest is the place where you get crit spots. And at this point, instead of raising his hand and then doing some sort of fire spell, he points a gun at the plate. And when that happens, everyone needs to jump off and go to the next plate. So now that we're at the final plate, we're just trying to get him down to about half health here, hoping that we can 2-phase him in this particular run. But again, now he's pointing at us, so you jump off. And again, now the crit spot for him is on his chest, not his head. And so that's very important. Now, you'll notice that ammo becomes much more scarce here. So be sure to run around and pick up as much as you can, because if you're in the Shadow Realm, you need to have your primary ammo to make sure you can kill the Scions. If you miss a Scion, everyone dies. Another important thing to note before we get in there is that if you are going into the Shadow Realm during the second phase, pieces of the floor are missing. So now you have to make sure that you don't hit ramps in the Shadow Realm that'll throw you over the wall, and you have to make sure that you don't hit holes in the floor that'll make you, fall through the floor and wipe that way. So as you're in the Shadow Realm, the people who are in the Throne Room are going to be killing ads, similar to how you do at the beginning of the phase, and on top of that, scions appear on these plates with the symbols dog, sword, sun, and chalice above their heads. And so that's why it's very important while you're in the Shadow Realm that you call out the symbols you see and that everybody calls it out clearly so that the people inside the throne room can hear and figure out which one to kill. So if all three of them are called out, the fourth one that did not get called out is the one that they need to kill in the throne room. And once this is all done and you go through this 4 times, the very last phase where the people in the Shadow Realm are shooting the skulls, those in the throne room are just trying to stay alive, using healing rifts, doing what they can to delay the next phase as long as possible. Because what's going to happen is Callus will have a shield, and you'll need to shoot the shield in order to stop this phase and go back to the damage phase. But unfortunately, if you shoot that shield too early, you don't give the people in the Shadow Realm any time to get all these skulls that they possibly can so that the whole team can do damage on the boss. So what you need to do is wait until the very last second, and if you're going to die, obviously you need to go ahead and burn down the shield, let your teammates know that you're dying. Otherwise, wait until your screen is glowing white-yellow, and just take that shield out as fast as you can. Once that happens, everyone comes back into the throne room, jumps back on the plate, and does another phase of this. A lot of players like to 3-cycle this. We did the 2-cycle just because we had some teammates that were dying, and we wanted to make sure that we just did all the damage we can and get it done. And so you see here, as we're jumping from plate to plate to plate, we finally get him down to the brink of death, where he gets this large buff and is about to wipe the entire team. So what you need to do is save a little bit of something towards the very end so that everyone on the team can do high damage there, and make sure that you get over the peak of his power and take out the rest of his health so that he doesn't wipe the entire team, and you will win. And I'm going to cut the rest of this out so it doesn't spoil the ending for you, but enjoy. Good job getting here, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to elaborate on this encounter and help you defeat Callus yourself. If you like this video, hit that like button. As always, subscribe for more Destiny content in the future.